Well, back to our top story now. Zambia's founding father and former president Kenneth Kaunda has died in the capital Lusaka, aged 97. He was hospitalized on last week. Kaunda led Zambia into independence from Britain, ruling the country from 1964 until 1991. He was also instrumental in assisting other Southern African countries gain independence from minor rule. Now, for reaction, we are joined by COPE's Dennis Bloem. Mr. Bloem, thank you so much for your time. What's your reaction on the death of Kenneth Kaunda, who is fondly known as KK?
Good afternoon and good afternoon to the viewers. Firstly, we want to pass our condolences to the people of Zambia and the entire continent. What we can say is a very, very big loss to the entire continent. You know, there's a word that we are using to say that when days are dark, friends are few. KK was a friend indeed. He have helped us in South Africa to gain our freedom. He have housed us as freedom fighters outside. When his place was bombed, Zambia was bombed by the apartheid government. He was put under pressure to chase freedom fighters away from Zambia, but he stood his ground. We want to thank him. We will never forget our friends when it was dark during that day. But today, we can say without any shadow of doubt that KK was a true statesman, a true freedom fighter. We will never forget what he has done to us to free this country.
And if you look at his leadership just in the country Zambia, I mean, we know that he ruled for 27 years and that he was very popular. And when it was time for him to step down, he did cede power in 1991. Now, what does that say about his leadership?
True statesman, just like the late President Mandela. True statesman. People who are not there for themselves, people who are not selfish, who is not there for money, but to serve the people. KK served the people of the continent up until his last day, without any money, without looking for fame, but to see to it that the people, the oppressed masses of this continent must be free. We salute him for that. And we wish that more and more of our leaders must follow in his footsteps, not to be selfish, but to serve the people of the continent, of their countries. They must learn from people like KK.
Especially because if you look at some of the reaction that is coming through this afternoon, many are saying that he was actually the last of breed of iconic leaders who saved this continent. I mean, what does it mean for his legacy going forward? And if you look at some of the leaders that we have in this continent as we speak?
We can only hope and pray that people must listen from the likes of KK. KK was a shining light to all of us. Now, his legacy will be that he have freed the majority of the oppressed countries in Africa. He was not that person who was looking for fame. You know, I met him the last time at the OR Tambo Hotel, humble as nobody else, without any this big contingent of bodyguards. He greeted us. We were a few MPs there. He greeted us and talked to us and said to us, please, 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 you must really look after this freedom. This freedom did not come on a silver plate. He said to us those words. We are only hoping that our leaders must learn from KK. He was a statesman, he was a true freedom fighter, and we respect him for that.
Right, Mr. Bloem, thank you so much for that reaction on a death of a giant, as he is, just been fondly remembered as a Grandpa KK. Mr. Bloem there from COPE, just getting his reaction on Zambia's founding father and former President Kenneth Kaunda's death. We're learning that he passed away after an illness. He was aged 97 years old. Well, this is where I leave you for this afternoon, but we will continue to get reaction on the death of Zambia's founding father and former President Kenneth Kaunda throughout the channel this afternoon. Make sure you do tune in and stay with the channel, as many Zambians as well as Africans just pay their last respects to the man that they will fondly remember as very humble and also a true leader in the African continent, somebody who did really take Africa out of colonialism.